It's time for Mad Rewind, yeah, with your host, Brandi.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of Mad Rewind. And holy smokes, do I have a treat for you today. Dear lovers of all things funny, please welcome the incredibly hilarious, insanely talented, and again, as I make everything about myself, one of my comedy crushes, Nicole Sullivan. Yay!
Hi!
You have no idea how excited I am that you agreed. I'm like, wait, what? You said yes?
Oh, of course. I mean, when I found out you were doing it last year, I was like, she's not called me. It's all right. I don't care. It's fine.
We were doing it a little different this year. I was originally told that we should do audio only. And so I was like, okay. And then now everyone's like, why don't you have video? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I listened, only very few podcasts do I listen to now, just purely listen to.
Yeah.
Some I do, but they're just like the murder ones.
Right.
But anything funny, anything like that, anything enjoyable, I only watch them now.
Okay. Unlike me, who listens to murder podcasts and walks around cemeteries. True story.
I do love them.
You guys, wait, I'm going to give you a little backstory of Nicole. She's an original cast member of MADtv. She appeared in 140 episodes, appearing from 1995 to 2001 for 6 seasons. Wow, so much. And I was there for, I would say, like 70% of your time there, so there's that. So I am qualified to stalk you, I think, just because I love you so much. Nicole frequently did impressions of Hillary Clinton and Drew Barrymore. Her original characters included the Vancome Lady, ex-news reporter Amy, not the sharpest tool in the shed character Antonia, Debbie, the leader of the teen activist group The Erasist, Champagne from Stick Chicks. Don't get me started on how much I freaking love Stick Chicks. It was.
I had forgotten. Literally, I've not thought about that until when I was reading the intro that you sent me. Like, is it okay? I was like, Stick Chicks. Probably not thought about that in over 20 years.
But it was such a brilliant concept. It's like Charlie's Angels undercover at a hot dog on a stick chain in the mall, and they solve crimes. It's so good. She also did over-the-top Latina Lida, and my personal favorite racist, country singer Darlene McBride, which we cannot do. After MADtv, Nicole also appeared as a regular on The King of Queens, Scrubs, Shit My Dad Says, Blackish from 2014 to 2022, Sex Lives of College Girls. She appeared on such films as The Ant Bully, 17 Again, Black Dynamite, and Pee-wee's Big Holiday, to name a few. She's also she has also voiced the characters of Marlene the Otter from The Penguins of Madagascar, Shigo on Kim Possible, Joan of Arc on Clone High, and Mira Nova on Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. She's also lent her voice to the video games for Monsters, Inc., and also Ratchet and Clark, Size Matters. Mad Rewind fans, please welcome, officially, Nicole Sullivan.
Hello.
Yay!
Hello.
Pew, pew, pew.
I never do that noise well, but
Really, I'm always like, pew, pew. It's
good.
It's my Princess Leia, maybe? I don't know.
My first voiceover I ever did was Princess Mira Nova on Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, and I would make them all laugh because I was like the princess, and the female characters at that point, like, although she was kind of kick-ass, they were not fully developed back in 95.
Because they were written by all men?
Yeah, and so it was a lot of like, watch out, Buzz. Buzz, we'll never get out of here. Buzz, get down. Like, it was a lot of just me reacting to what Buzz was doing. And then just to make them laugh, I'd be like, Buzz, watch out. Pew, 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 pew. Buzz, you got to duck. Pew, 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 pew. I would do all the lasers for them.
always a good day when you can use a laser to your benefit or to the car driving past you that just cut you off.
Yeah, yes.
And then you don't go to prison for it. Or so I've been told. I'm just going to cut to the chase.
Yeah.
And we're going to get going.
Go.
Nicole Sullivan, when did you know you were funny?
Not like I didn't. It was not my thing. I was never class clown. That was never my gig. I remember auditioning for a play, which is Franz Kafka's The Trial, which, everyone loves that comedy. But there was one sort of funny part.
How old were you?
In college.
In college, okay.
And I did one thing in it that was sort of funny. I was like, I'll do this thing that wasn't in the script, and I did it, and I kind of got a small laugh. I was like, oh, I did a thing that wasn't in the script, and it got a laugh. And that was the first time I ever thought, oh, I can do something. That was my junior year of college. And then I did a couple things later that year, but it wasn't really senior of college. I started doing sort of comedy stuff, but I did some Shakespeare comedy, but not comedy. And I didn't even really get a good sense of humor until I met my gay friends in college. I didn't really I made my best friend laugh, but other than that, I didn't really have my sense of humor.
So were you just wanting to be an actor?
Yeah, I just want to be an actor. I really thought when I graduated college, I thought I was going to do regional Shakespeare for the rest of my life. That was my goal.
Okay. So with finding your gay friends in college, what would you do to make them laugh? Or what were they doing that would, include you that they were making you laugh? Do you remember?
We would just talk shit about people. But let's be honest. But we would just find ways to observe situations. And all of a sudden, I saw myself. I heard myself and, saw the sarcasm that I'd never seen before, and the eye rolls, and the oh please, all the stuff that I sort of knew I didn't know I had in me, but I knew was funny. And I, until then, the gay characters on TV, were whatever the guy who threw confetti in the air, on game shows.
Rip Taylor?
Yeah. Yes. So yes, exactly. So I didn't know just funny guys that had a great sense of humor. And so that's sort of where I discovered it.
So did you have, even though you were wanting to be a serious actor, who were you looking up to? Was it serious actors, or did you have any comedic actors that you liked, but you just were well, I'll never be that?
Well, no, I definitely was TV comedies is what I loved. I only wanted to be on TV ever. I never aspired to be in movies. I wanted to be in TV, but I didn't even know that could be an option. I didn't know, when I was sort of in college, I was chubby with a bad perm. So I wasn't really popular. And so I just thought I'll do theater. That's what I'd always done. And I'll do theater and then I'll get work doing that. But I when you look in the mirror and you practice your Oscars, I would always practice winning an Emmy. I just never, and you can tell by my resume, movies are just not. By the way, if Spielberg wants to hire me, I'm available. But I've only ever wanted to be in TV. So even in growing up, but did you watch the Carol Burnett show? Yes.
Did you watch, SNL and SCTV?
I did not watch SCTV. I didn't know about it, honestly, until I got on MADtv. I watched I Love Lucy. Oh, yes. I watched Taxi. My favorite shows were Bosom Buddies and It's a Living and, those kinds of early sitcoms that Alice, that kind of stuff made me laugh. Oh, and, Betty White from The Jump. I was the Mary Tyler Moore. Betty White from the. I have an obsession with. This is so obvious, but I have an obsession with comic timing, an obsession, and so both iterations of the Bob Newhart show I was obsessed with. But I would do the only impersonation I would do for my parents is Bob Newhart on the phone. The one-way calls where no one's, and it was just him well, all right, well, I understand. All right, then that fit. Oh, go ahead. You just do that. I was obsessed with comic timing, and it was Bob Newhart, Lucille Ball, Betty White, and John Ritter.
Oh my God! Don't get me started.
Timing.
John Ritter, yeah. So after you're in college now and you found out that you were funny, did you take any improv classes? Did you take sketch? Or you were just a smart ass to your gay friends?
Yeah, I didn't. I just had fun, and I was gonna. Like I said, I was gonna do theater. I had no plan. I mean, again, I didn't get cast that much in college. Like, I went to Northwestern, which is a very good theater school. Like, so I wasn't that shocked that I didn't get. I mean, people were really talented, and so I went back to New York. I'm from New York City. I was temping for the summer, and my friend said, do you want to just go to LA and we'll see what happens? I was like, all right. And I had no money. My parents had no money. My dad gave me $500, and I saved $500 and moved to LA with $1,000. And I got my friend had a casting for, anyway, I got my first audition. I had 3 lines on a show called Dating Myself, Herman's Head. Herman's Head.
I loved Herman's Head.
And I was like, oh, this is easy. I can book work. And then, it didn't work again for 3 years. But that's how I got it. That's how I became into TV. I was like, oh, I can just do this. This is much easier than traipsing around with a Shakespeare skirt in my suitcase. Wait, what was the question?
Well, no, it was just your education journey, and so once you got here, how did you survive? Were you a waitress?
Oh yeah, I was both. I mean, I had no money, and so I would temp during the day from I worked at Nestle, which is in Glendale off Brand Boulevard. I worked from 9 in the morning or 8:30 in the morning till 5, temped during the day. I'd go home, I'd sleep for a few hours, and my shift at Damiano's Pizza, which is now where John and Vinny's Pizza is on Fairfax. My shift was from 8 at night till 3:30 in the morning. They were open till 6. They were open till 6 for some reason.
How did you get an agent or a manager?
Back then, it was so different. You just did.
You just did?
Yeah, you asked a friend, and a friend's like, I have an agent.
Or did you just walk in, you grab a Thomas guide and have an address and walk in?
No, someone would go hey, my friend, and then you would do a monologue for them, and they would sign you.
Oh.
I guess if you could act, they would sign you.
Okay.
And they were horrible agents. I mean, they were atrocious. But you could get an agent. Now it's a whole different ballgame.
Right.
But you could get one, and then if you got a job, then a slightly better one would, sign you. And yeah, it was not what it is now.
Okay. Well, speaking of education journey.
Oh, you were asking? I remember. I did not take an improv class ever in my life.
Okay.
I did not take a sketch comedy class ever in my life. I never took a stand-up class ever in my life. I was so ill-deserving of a job on MADtv, legitimately. All I had done is my friends and I, back then there were these things called showcases that you would do to try to get agents.
At theaters?
Yeah, and that was a big thing back then. And people back then, casting directors or their assistants at least, would come and see them, for real. And so we put on a showcase of sketches. And a casting director saw that, and brought me into audition for MADtv.
Okay. Well, leading up to that, me trying to do this podcast and get it back up on its feet, I have a sponsor, which will bring me to this point of you explaining your process and everything. So I have a favorite comedy club / comedy school in Los Angeles. Well, technically it's in Santa Monica. It's owned and operated by a female comedian by the name of Nicole Blaine. It's called The Crow, and it truly is an indie comedy club. It's a super inclusive 501c3 nonprofit theater. Not only does The Crow get all the hottest and upcoming comedians gracing their stages, but they also have early family-friendly shows as well. They're super welcoming and have a full comedy school for adults, teens, and kids. The Crow truly is one of those spaces that uses comedy and storytelling for good. I highly recommend catching a show, a class, an open mic to work on your material, or even enrolling your kids in their summer camp. Or maybe you are thinking about testing the waters of comedy, or maybe you just want to simply roll up to a show and laugh your ass off. Please visit crowcomedy.com. The Crow isn't just a sponsor to me. I actually go see shows there frequently. I've performed there too many times to count, and I've even taken a class there that I absolutely loved. And, of course, it was taught by Nicole Blaine. So what have we learned here? I highly recommend The Crow, so please check it out. Support live comedy that gives a shit about their community because they really do. Thank you. Yeah, look at me, I'm a sponsor. Pew, pew, pew.
And by the way, that sponsor read was fantastic. And I think, honestly, even though I just said I never took a class, I think everyone should take improv classes. Like, I genuinely think it makes people more interesting and more comfortable. And I think it helps, not even if you want to do comedy, I think it helps people in every way.
You know, I always say it's like brainwashing your head to be like, if this, then what? It makes your brain move so much quicker. I remember when my grandmother, she's no longer with us, but when she was put into retirement home, my mom would bring her like crossword puzzles. I'm like, is there any way you can bring improv into the retirement home to keep people's brains working? Again, if this, then what? If this, then what?
Right.
And I just highly recommend it. And it really, you know, if I hated going to parties and I would stand by myself, and now I will talk to anybody in line at the grocery store, and it annoys everyone because I have the balls to do it. So yes, it is very important. Which brings me to this question. What was the audition process like for getting on MADtv? And do you remember what characters you brought to the audition?
I remember the audition process very well because Julie Ashton had and Sissy had seen me in the sketch show, and they brought me in, and they said, "Come in, bring bring five of your characters or 5 minutes of your best material." And I was like, I don't even understand what you're talking about. Like, five characters or 5 minutes of my best material. I had neither. And so my boyfriend at the time was this improv guy. And so I was like, I'm going to come up. And he was a little resentful. We broke up. And so I sort of came up with these characters, and they were so rudimentary. And I remember I didn't know them well, and I put them on a Post-it, and I put them on my leg so I wouldn't forget what to do next. And they were so basic, and I did them, and then I got a call back, and I did them again, and I got another call back, did them again, and then they did mix and match sketches with us. And then I think that's when I got the job.
Do you remember what any of those characters were?
Yeah, I do, because 3 of them were in the pilot of MADtv. Yes. I shit you not. Like, these ridiculous characters that I was like, I had no business. The Vancome Lady was one of them. The character, the opening monologue one of like, why can't I be on Friends, was the opening monologue for the pilot. And I forget what the third one is. I forget, but yeah, and then there was another one. It's just basically where I would say, "Can I have that?" So it was like Quincy Jones is sitting from me to you, and I was like, I would see whatever he had in his hand. I'm like, "What you got there? What do you have? Like a Diet Coke? Can I have that?" No, of course not. You're Quincy Jones. No, you're not going to give me your Diet Coke. I mean, but can I have it? And then I would go to the next person, and that's not a character. There's nothing to it. But I would make people laugh by doing it, I guess. And the Vancome Lady was, became the Vancome Lady, the never-ending, never-to-die Vancome Lady.
And were you at a department store at the Lancome counter and came upon someone like that? Is that where it came from?
This is from when I was in college. I went to the Skokie Mall. I went to school outside of Chicago, and I went to the Skokie Mall, and I needed a lipstick. And I guess I didn't look like I could afford a lipstick at the Lancome counter. And she was like, as I was asking her, like, is there any way? She's like, unfortunately, we don't. I don't think that color's right for you, Pumpkin. Okay, thank you so much for... And she just kept walking backwards away. And I was like, I kept sort of following her around.
But
like,
still making eye contact with you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. And been saying, that's not going to... I don't think it's going to work. And I was like, but I just want to... Can I just look at... And so I did a character based on her.
And do you remember where Lita came from?
So, yeah, that is one of, I think, the proudest things I've done on MADtv. Well, we did on MADtv, which is Deborah and I basically were making fun of our fans, but in like the best, like in the nicest way, because our fans would come up to us and like, oh my god, lady, you're the lady who plays on that. What she play? You play that lady? you do that lady who does that, like, oh, you do, oh, no, shut up, stupid. No, shut up. She does that lady, and, like, you're not getting a ton of information, and they're fighting with each other about who you are and what you say, and and they're trying to do your character for you, and then Deborah and I would do that, and then we did that character, kind of making fun of the people we'd meet at the 7-Eleven, and then those girls loved the characters, which was like the best, warmest sort of full circle.
Flattery.
It was teasing, but the best, like, yes,
best form.
And they loved the characters. That was my favorite thing we did was like turn it on its head.
So where did Darlene McBride come from?
That was nothing to do with me. That was Terry and Lanier, who were writers on the show, and I believe one of them, Terry, I think, he was on SNL for one season.
And that would be Terry Sweeney.
Terry Sweeney had done that character on SNL for one season when he was an actor in SNL. And then, as SNL does, they hire and fire. And then he gave me the character to do, so it had nothing to do with me. And then they wrote all the songs with Greg, and so I just was gifted that fantastic character. But right now, if you quizzed me, I could sing every single song verbatim. I wouldn't miss a single lyric. If you told me sing the song, I could sing it. They are stuck in my head forever.
Could you do one now?
I could, but I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
We could bleep it or maybe cut it. I don't know. You want to give me a taste? Can you think of anything that's like not going to get us canceled?
I mean, well,
right out of the gate.
You know that there, when I'm going to say it, when Trump ran for office, both times, Darlene she hit the circuit.
She went viral again. Yeah,
she was the only character in all my years of MADtv, and we pushed the envelope. The only time the audience booed us, like, because we had gone a step too far with Darlene McBride. Mm-hmm. And yet, there he was running on the exact platform that she, like, get your butt back to Mexico, adios, and that's that. Get your butt back to Mexico, and then have your brat, mi casa, no es su casa. I mean, like, there's one about anchor babies. There's one about paint. Let's get this White House a nice coat of fresh white paint. Like, I mean, it's literally the platform.
And unfortunately and disgustingly, there's people that just embrace the shit out of that.
Yeah, I mean,
terrifying.
Terry and Lanier were on top, and with Greg, like, they were on top of. At the time, a very sort of a small group of angry people that became, what would turn out to be 50% of
the country.
The country.
Yeah, so freaking scary.
It was wild.
How involved were you in the sketch writing process?
At the beginning, I don't want to say a lot, but at the beginning, somewhat. Mike McDonald and Alex Borstein much more so than I. But there's a bunch of sketches that I had written before that we did, that I was up there in the offices writing. I worked on a lot of the Vancomes. A lot of it. As time went on, like, I did less and less. So, like, A, laziness. B, the writers just get your voice.
Okay.
So then they can do it. It's easier. Once they know your voice, it's easier for them to write for you.
Now, did you have a writer, like a particular writer? Scott King?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Scott King.
Scott King was my buddy.
Your go-to?
Yeah, always.
And
and Bruce McCoy, I came in, I got him hired as, like, a writer's assistant, and he was we were like best friends in college.
And Bruce McCoy is now Emmy Award-winning executive producer of RuPaul's Drag Race. Why can't I talk? RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
And it's just so brilliant, and he's such a lovely human being.
Oh, he's the best. He had so he's the producer of RuPaul's Drag Race, so I don't think I'm outing him. He's married to his fantastic husband, John, and they live in London. But he had a crush on me in college and would sit and we were like, but, obviously that relationship didn't go that way. We were like best friends for years. I mean, and I loved working with him. I love him.
When he was, before he moved to London, he had a garage sale. And I got some incredible things from his garage sale, and I still have them, Bruce.
Was it a lot of LaToya Jackson?
It was not.
I mean, he's obsessed with LaToya Jackson.
And that tracks and makes sense, given the current show that he works on.
Not Janet. Not Janet. I want people to be clear. Not Janet. LaToya.
That's awesome. Did you work with any of the other writers, or did you just like hone in like a missile? Like, I need Bruce, I need Scott.
No, I was open to working with.
Anybody?
Look, I can look back at the time. Like, if you just want to talk frankly, I can look back, and if I were to do it again, first of all, I'd be older than 24, 25 when I got cast. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I'd never been on a TV show. I'd never been in a comedy troupe. I'd never been in an improv group with anybody. I'd never done anything like this. I had no idea what was involved. And I think I was a little like a weird puppy. And I think that I was like, what's up? Like, I think I was in people's faces. And then when I think I annoyed people, and then when I felt that, then I would back away, and I think people found me either annoying or standoffish. Like, I don't know. So I don't know that I was. I don't know. I don't know that I was every writer's favorite to work with for a variety of reasons. But I don't know. I'm literally guessing that that's the case. Yeah. And if I were to do it again, I would do it much differently. There's writers I wish I would have worked with more, and. But I was willing to work with anyone. But then, by the time you're 4, 5, or 6, you're like, I don't know, just slip it under my door. I'll see what I can do. You're a little like, you're not as,
you're seasoned.
As vested.
Yes. So would you have an idea for a character? Like, if you saw someone walking in the grocery store, or you're driving down the street and you saw someone, and then would you, immediately go find Bruce or Scott or whomever and just be like, hey, what about this? Or what if I did something like this and I had a big wig and it was, we could reach out to Jen Aspinall and maybe she can give me, a double chin or whatever with her prosthetic makeup. Anything like that?
Not that often, to be quite honest. Like, I came in with the Vancome Lady, which I'd come up with, based on that. Lita Molina, Deborah, and I came up with together. And Antonia, which was one of my favorite characters to do because she's such a sweet thought. That was literally.
Please do.
Wait, hello. I have a cat named Sissy. And I would go home and I had a cat named Sissy that I would talk to, and I would come in, hello, Sissy, how was your day? What did you do? Calico kitty, did you try to eat your food? And that's just how I talked to her. And there was one day at the table read, there was a random sketch about an Italian restaurant, and I didn't know how to play it. So I just did it in that voice. It made zero sense for the sketch. But I didn't know what else. I didn't what am I going to do? Like an Italian accent? Like, I didn't know what to do. So I just hello. And it was so weird that it worked. And then we just started doing Antonia sketches. So in that way, but no, I was not like Michael. Michael could walk in a grocery store, see someone, and be like, I'm going to do that guy. And that, my brain wasn't entirely wired that way. I really preferred often to be the straight man in scenes with Alex and Michael and Will and that made me pretty happy. I loved it.
Did you ever have any do you have a favorite moment or anything that really stood out for you at your time at Mad?
The literally sketches. I mean, things like that. Like, that's not really a character. Like, that's not a wig or a funny nose. That's just making fun of people that said the word literally in the wrong term.
That was with Michael McDonald.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So yeah, Mike and I do it. It's literally as if, and so that doing those with him were pretty funny because he would improv them and try to make me laugh. But some of my favorite stuff is where other people are being the funny person, and I'm enjoying. Like Will Sasso, always made me laugh. Alex Borstein, for watching her being in a scene when she's the Gap troll.
Oh my God,
it's such a ridiculous character. I loved being in the sketches. I loved being in Stuart's sketches. I was like, please put me in another one. Like, I loved being those. So those are my favorite memories. I would say my favorite odd memory, but it's not really about the sketch, is we were doing, it's just about me being crazy, is we were doing an In Sync, right? In Sync, Justin Timberlake.
Because you were Justin, weren't you?
Yeah, so I played Justin a few times, and we played him just because we're always mean. We played him like where I didn't change my voice. I didn't do it manly at all. I talked exactly like me. We were very much sort of playing upon him being a little effeminate. And then we just put a wig on me, but I just talked like myself. Like, we definitely leaned into that. And so I was playing him with like a wig on, and we were doing the In Sync music video in a forest. And as the song goes on, the animals are attacking us, some version of that. And Will Sasso's playing Lance Bass in the background. And so I was singing, and and Will's being Will, where he's spinning and doing the thing. And I'm like, we're trying to shoot the video. And I'm like, I'm like, so I walk over to Lauren Dabrowski, the late, fantastic Lauren Dabrowski, who I love all of my heart and soul. And I walk over to her, and I walk over and I go, Lauren, Will Sasso is like trying to steal the scene. Like, he's in the background doing all this stuff that's not even in the script. And we're trying to do something, and it's got to, and Lauren goes, look at you. You're dressed as Justin Timberlake. You got a wig on with a squirrel sewed to the top. And you're worried about Will Sasso. And I was like, fair enough. And it was like, I was such an idiot. Like, oh, yeah, that I'm worried about someone stealing the fantastic. I'm like, I look like an idiot. It was very funny. That was my favorite moment. But
because when Will would play Lance, he always looked startled or surprised.
It was hilarious. And for some reason that day I was like, it's too much, Will. Too much. Too big. As if.
That was
such an idiot.
loved all of the In Sync sketches because it was everything.
Yeah, I mean, but because it was Will really carried the entire thing. His Lance was hilarious.
Did you ever break during a live taping, or was there an actor that could break you? Because I know, like, Michael McDonald loved breaking Mo. I know last season when I interviewed Dick Blasucci, he would tell me how and even Mo, when Mo came in, would say that Dick would stand behind the camera just to fuck with her, and it would always break her. Did you ever have anything like that where you broke live?
There's two schools of camp on that. Like, the audience loves it when you break. Mm-hmm. And they loved Mo for breaking. And she was genuine about it and good at it. And it was not, that's not where I was like, no, you don't break. Like, like theater, like, no, you don't, you stay here. So that was not my thing. And I really, really went very much out of my way not to at all. And I love that Mo did. Like, I'm not saying that there's right or wrong, but I did break twice, and both were, of course, Mike McDonald. And one was in a literally sketch where we were making fun of my kid in the pool, and Michael says something, and he had told the prop guy, we're getting splashed with water, and he told the prop guy to take an entire bucket of water and only splash me. And so we're in rehearsal, and he splashed, and I get drenched, and I look over at Mike McDonald, and he's barely wet. And I was like, and I started laughing, because I could tell what had happened. I started laughing very hard internally, but a little out. And then another time, I don't even know what the sketch was. He's playing like an embarrassing dad where he's in his underwear. Mike was never not in his underwear.
Right.
And he's standing over me, like I got a boyfriend over, and he's standing over me, hitting his belly. And it's like doing that like empty belly noise if you've got water in it. And I could not stop laughing because it was just making that, and he just kept getting closer and closer to my face.
That was a live sketch too, wasn't it? It wasn't a pre-tape.
It was not, yes.
Oh my God, I remember that.
That was, those are the two that I remember.
Do you have a proud moment that you're most proud that you accomplished while on the show?
I think, I think pulling it off, like the show, like I did not deserve to be there. Like I had not earned I just didn't. And there was a million reasons that I should have crashed and burned, like a million, both professionally and off camera. Like there was a million different ways and reasons that it should not have gone well for me, and it did. And so I'm really proud that it worked.
I'm gonna say, as your friend, because we're friends, right?
We are friends.
I think you're being too hard on yourself, but I do understand why you would say that, and I do understand your journey to get from there to now. And then looking back, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that I think you are being hard on yourself because you're fucking hilarious. And again, I don't know how many Comic-Cons I would go to Comic-Cons and I hang out with Phil. And I used to work at DC Comics and, so you'd be there, but you would hear people talk about MADtv. And it was just like, you would hear people,
Yeah, yes, yeah.
or even your Antonia. I mean, but I understand what you're saying, but look what you accomplished. And it was fucking amazing.
It is amazing. It's amazing because the people that original cast, they were so funny. Those people were so funny. And, but I was baptism by fire, and I learned so much from them. I didn't know how to do this stuff, and I learned from them, and I picked it up, and I found a way. And I think one thing I knew from watching so much TV was if the audience is rooting for you, and I don't mean your character, like you can be an unlikable character on a TV show, but if they're rooting for you, you or your character, if they're rooting for you, then it goes well. And if you've got the kind of thing and I think people rooted for me, they wanted they wanted me to be funny. Therefore, I was funnier than perhaps I was. They wanted it to be, and that's how stand-ups. I think people that want that stand-up to be funny, well, that stand-up's going to be funnier than the people that they, Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And the thing is, I think why storytelling, which is becoming a huge thing right now. So you have your improv, your stand-ups, and your storytelling shows that are happening, especially when storytelling is like a first person. It's interesting because like stand-ups tend to be negative or, they punch down a lot. But when you are doing a story and you get the audience, it's like catching a wave.
Right.
And the audience, they catch that wave with you and they're rooting for you and they want you to exceed. They want you to completely succeed and just, take that journey and, you hope that you have a good ending at the end. And I think that that's exactly what you're saying.
Yes.
And I love that. I love that. And
I think it translates through the TV screen as probably, I assume even much more like stage to audience, But if they want you to be funny, you're going to be funnier.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing better than having like that laugh. And once you you hit your threes, comedy happens in threes. And when you start hitting that and you get the audience and it starts to feed, it's, it's a drug. And it's like you chase that laughter.
Right.
And it helps you just kind of like push it to a level that you didn't have like in rehearsal.
Well, it's so funny because, I've done so many sitcoms and many half-hour moments of, and I can come out and do something and get a laugh. But it's like music in my head, and I don't mean to be like, it's like I'm Beethoven.
No,
I just mean like I hear a joke a certain way, and I know if it was right or not. And it could get a laugh, but I'm like, I'm got to do it again. And I don't even know if they would notice the difference, but I notice the difference. Like I know when the things hit right, and then if I can get a laugh on the right timing, then I'm like, that's the rush I love. Like that's the feeling that's why I come back for more, even though it's scary to be in front of a live audience.
Oh, I thought this is so fantastic. Did you ever have a sketch rejected, an idea or anything that you had pitched that you were just completely shot down with, like right out of the gate?
Oh, I'm sure. I can't remember. This is why I'm a good actress. I really don't take things personally. Like I don't remember. I'm sure a million times. I don't care. Like it's moving on. Like I don't.
Yeah.
97% of my job being told no. And I forget that I've even auditioned for things a week later. I'm like, oh, I don't remember. I'm sure I did, but I don't. Nothing that hurt.
Rejection lives rent-free in my head. Hi. I'm like, how do you survive?
I mean, honestly, I think I was just born that way. Maybe it's a younger sister thing. I was like, I don't know. Everyone says no. And then...
I'm like, can I have a little piece of that and just put it here for me? Did you keep anything from MADtv? And if so, do you still have it?
Jeez. Would I? Oh God, did you write that down? I didn't even look at that question.
Yeah, I remember we got jackets one year, and then Keegan-Michael Key came in, and he didn't have a jacket, so I gave him my jacket because he had moved out here without a coat. I remember we got coffee cups.
Oh, yes. I have a MADtv coffee mug. I think I got like one that was like a swag, like the one that they gave us one year. But I have another one that Deborah Wilson had made at like the mall. You have to understand, this is way before you could have things made.
Right.
Like
this before the internet.
Yeah, you would have to go to a mall to a kiosk and bring them a photo, and then you'd have to stand there while they made things. And it was and it was the cast photo on a mug, MADtv, and it's like faded and it's so horrible and so hilarious, and I still have that mug.
You were in a sketch, I want to say it's season 1, season 2, called Terms of Imprisonment, and you're playing Drew Barrymore.
Yes.
And I remember, I came in the middle of season 3, and Darren Goodall, I don't remember, this is like maybe season 6 or 7, and Darren called me down to the stage, and he was standing over by his props cage, and he was like, hey, I have something for you that nobody else can have. And I'm like, okay. And he handed me 2 towels that were embroidered with BS on them. And I was just like, wait, and he was like, oh, this was for Barbara Streisand in the bathtub in Terms of Imprisonment.
Oh, my gosh.
And because Barbara Streisand, Brandi Stillwell,
That's hilarious.
BS, I still have them. And every now and then when I'm pulling something out of the linen closet, I can see those I see it, I know what it is.
Yeah,
and it's like, I appreciate
I know
that.
I know I have a MADtv I have like a little thing of like show stuff. I know I've got a MADtv long sleeve tee in there somewhere. But it was you just reminded me of something. And it actually is nothing, but you were saying like the proudest moment, but like I don't love watching myself at all. I was there. I did it. I said, no, it's not like I hate it. I'm so embarrassed. I already saw it because I was there. But the thing that I did that made me laugh the hardest, and I will laugh every time I watch it, is when we did it. I don't remember what the name of the sketch was. It was like a fake, like Degrassi High thing, like a high school, fake 90210.
Okay.
I don't remember what the show was called, the fake show was called. And I did this bit, and then we all started doing the bit, but like Will and I were dating, like, you know what, whatever his name was, whatever, Chris, I'm done with you. And I would run, but the actors on the show were so lazy that they'd stop running before they were out of camera line. And every time I see it, I would laugh. And I would watch it play by like, that is a funny bit. I laughed. It's the stupidest bit. And then all of us would do it, like, I'll just start walking off. And no one else would laugh. And I was like, isn't that hilarious? And Dick's like, I mean, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
It's fun. It's okay.
But I nailed that exit.
I was like, oh my God, it's so funny. They stop running before they're off camera.
Do you still hang out or run into any cast members?
I see Mike. I've been to his home in Ojai. I see Alex. I see Mo occasionally. I see Will occasionally. Those guys. I see Hitchcock a lot. We run in the same circles. Who else?
Me. I ran into you one time at Target.
That's right.
Eating Easter candy.
Yes, it was Easter. We were in the Easter sale
section.
aisle.
It was on sale, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think it was either the writer's strike or the actor's strike.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to pee so bad. I'd been picketing at Warner Brothers. And I'm like, I gotta go. There's no bathrooms around here. And as I was crossing the street, you and Michael walked up. And
Yes.
you're like, oh my God, come take a lap with us. And then Michael immediately was because he also directs. He was scooped up by other people. And so I had the most lovely time taking a lap with you. And I was like, I'm going to pee myself.
Yes.
I'm like, I have to go because I can feel it's like it's overflowing. And there's nowhere for my pee to go except, maybe on Pass Avenue over by Warner Brothers. So I left and I think I ran into you at... I was leaving a party as you were going into a party at a tavern. You were going to a going away party. So that was such a lovely surprise to run into you.
I'm trying to remember whose it was. Yeah, I don't remember.
It was somebody moving to Ireland, I think. It was like half the royalty from Improv Olympic back in the day were
Oh,
were there
yes. I can't remember who that was.
I'm going to...
I missed them so much, whoever it was.
Yeah.
I missed them so I can't remember, but
whoever the hell they are.
God bless them.
Now that MAD no longer exists, do you still kind of create characters in your head, or do you might be, say, at a stoplight and you just hear literally, like those kind of things, or something Vancome Lady would say? Do these haunt your dreams, or is this my wishful thinking?
I think I don't. I think I see someone like cuckoo crazy, and I think, oh my God, what a fun character to play. And then I always go like, Mo would do that so well. I really always go like, Mo would be so funny doing. Mo is so great at those eccentric characters. So if someone's eccentric enough for me to notice it, I'm like, Mo would do a really good job. I think I get mad when famous people are really stupid and funny, and I want to imitate them. Like that makes I get frustrated when famous people are dumb, and I want to do them. But I'm not going to lie to you that the Tiger King lady. That was my part. And who did it? Kristen Wiig or something?
Yeah.
I guess they went with someone famous, sir. But I saw her. I was like, oh, I could play her in 2 seconds. But no, not too much. Not too much. It's mostly the famous people that act ridiculous that I'm like, oh, I want to do that.
Do you have any advice for anyone starting out in comedy today? Don't. I'm just kidding.
Don't, right? I would say there's no one path. I'm testament to the fact that I took a non-path. I took a path and got really lucky. But I did not there were people who were actively not nice to me. And some on set and some not, people in the community who have since apologized, like people who are, a little famous, pretty famous now, that were not nice to me, because they had friends that had gone up, or they had gone up for the show and didn't get it, and who's she? And it was hard. I wanted to belong so badly, and I just didn't. I hadn't worked as hard. I hadn't gone through groundlings with them.
Did you ever think of quitting, or just being like, how can I get out of my contract?
Oh, I cried every day for probably 2 years, and I kept calling my manager. I'm like, if this is what being on TV is, I don't want to be on TV, because but no, I mean, but I didn't. I wasn't going to quit. I couldn't believe that it wasn't always fun. I thought it should be fun every single day, and it wasn't at first, and then it became fun every single day. Dick Blasucci was a huge part of it becoming fun every single day.
Yeah.
And so I think I would just say the hard part is going to looking back at that now, I'm so glad that so much of it was hard, because again, it's like they say about money, having money is good. Earning money is great. Having a career, good. Earning a career, great.
Right. Do you have any parting words for fans of MADtv?
Oh, my God. I mean, I grew up with them. Sure, they were 10, 15 years younger than me. I mean, 15, honestly, some of them, which they shouldn't have been watching the show at that age, but they were. But, I was young. When people come up and they're like, I grew up watching you, I was like, I grew up watching me too. I know I was a full adult, I was 25, but I grew up watching this too. Like that's how I became an adult too. So I'm glad we did it together. Is what my parting words would be.
Do you still get recognized from MADtv?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
People still do characters to you?
Oh yeah, yeah. You'll find the right, you'll find the right gay community, and you will get a heck of a lot of Vancome ladies coming at you real fast.
Nicole, thank you so much.
This was so fun.
For coming in to Mad Rewind and helping me launch season 2, now on video. I think I'm going to hold you to this. You made a comment. You called me when I was like, I was in a mall, and you just randomly called me after I had texted you a couple of days earlier, and we talked for the longest time. And the people, like, they had some of my stuff inside, and I was just like, 1 more minute, and I'm just like pacing back and forth, and I talked to you for over an hour. You had offered to come back and to like co-host with me. Interview. Another cast member, and I'm going to hold you to it.
Absolutely. And you know what? I don't know that I guess I didn't do this earlier because I was talking about how hard it was for me. Like, whatever. Like that. I just want to sort of do a shout out to that first season, that first cast of MADtv. Like they were so talented, and although I'm sure I irritated them a lot, like the talent on that show was so fast and furious that the show would never have taken off if it weren't for their like just utter, like just spot on skill. Like it just blew my mind. And so like I would not have any career if it weren't for those.
It set you up for where you are now.
They without them I would not have anything close to what I have now.
Thank you so much for coming in and chatting with me. I was like, oh my God, I got Nicole Sullivan. You guys, thank you for staying on this ride with me today. I just want to let you know that Mad Rewind is recorded at the lovely studio venue between the largest IKEA in the United States. True.
Is it really?
It is. It's the largest IKEA in North America. It's right there.
It is big. I mean, when I'm in there, I'm like, this is big, but I didn't know the largest.
I'm going there when I leave. I'm going to go get some steps in. We are also situated between the IKEA and the 5 freeway, just south of fancy Burbank, downtown California. Mad Rewind is produced by Dan Holden and Lily Romero, engineered by Kyle and Teresa Tucker, edited by Kyle Tucker, and hosted and executive produced by me, Brandi Stillwell.
Yay, Brandi!
I have no idea what I'm doing. So please spread the word about our little train that could. Please like and follow and share and subscribe to Mad Rewind. And thank you again for spending your time with us, because I know that your time is incredibly valuable, and I just want you to know that I appreciate it. XOXO. Bye.
Is it valuable, though?
It is valuable.
Is it, though? Everyone's time is not. We all know. We all know that we've got a lot of us have a lot of extra time.
I am overwhelmed. Thank you.